Go get Morris some food. Hi, buddy. Hi. Come on up. Come on up, bud. There you go. Good boy. Hi. Happy Sunday, everybody. Don and I are going to be working over here today. Take out that one tree that's leaning toward the house. Clean out some scrub in the woods over there. And plant a couple of the Japanese maple trees that we brought back from Mr. Maple when we were down there. So we are going to go for a ride first and check out the software release in Robot before we get all dirty and tired and stuff. But then we're going to be over here. It's another nice day with a high near 80, lower humidity. Not bad working outside in North Carolina conditions at all. So yeah, that's what's on tap for today. I'll have to go back and check out the current forecast, but there was some sort of a disturbance that might cause half an inch of rain at the beginning of the week, so kind of need to know at this point. But I'm thinking with the clouds today and the lower, not summer temperature that we're going to have, that most of the stuff out there is fine. Fine today. But I'll check it when I'm out there. That's the only place I didn't go was across the bridge this morning. Good morning, Gray. Hey there. Hi. Hello. You doing good? You glad to have your chicken back? I bet you are. Come here. Hi. Yeah, I bet you're very glad to have your chicken back. Mama might have gave you just a little too much and/or nighttime didn't eat her normal amount off the top, but anyway, good morning. Steaks for dinner. I'm out of Vidalia onions, but I had hot dogs. So you got bacon and hot dogs.
Ooh.
I brought him one of his chocolate coffees too.
That's right. Oh wow, bacon and hot dogs. Yum. Thank you, sweetheart.
You're welcome. Don does appreciate having food served up to him.
Amen.
So we're at 2025.32.3.1 now on version 12 or FSD 13.2.9. We're going to study the release notes here for a minute and then go for a short drive, do Pokemon, and test out anything we see that's worth testing out. Well, from my perspective, we didn't get a lot, but or a lot that was advertised anyway. So the Rave Cave is basically a setting in the underneath the, toolbox and then light sync tab. And I was doing a lot of trying to get it to come on, but it's sort of like you have to have these other things on before you can set it on, I guess. Dawn is not going to want the Rave Cave, but I might like it. I mean, yeah. But I kind of have this rule: if I come home with the music playing so loud you can hear me approaching the house, which Dawn does have to get subjected to from time to time, I don't leave it on while I pull into the garage. I have this rule about accidents will happen if I can't hear what's going on outside the car, so I turn it off. But anyway, we didn't have either one of those accent lights to music, and I'm sorry for the glare, or match album art cover. And if you don't enable at least one of those, then you can't enable the Rave Cave. And then the other thing that was out there was low power mode, which to me sounds like, I guess, what you want to do if maybe you're parking at the airport or something. But I think most of us that have been driving the Tesla for a long time understand that Sentry, cabin overheat, leaving dog mode on. These things all use some amount of power. So I don't know. But if you're worried about going to the airport, this sounds like instead of going and turning all of that other stuff on, you could just go turn on low power mode. So, okay, I'm sure that's helpful. Minor updates. You can set the minimum dog mode temperature to 64, and then it says there's security and minor performance and fixes or whatever. There's also this frontal airbag system that we picked up, because it's like we picked up like I told Dawn, you can't just look at the latest one. You kind of got to look at the things before that you probably didn't have to see all of the stuff that you picked up.
Yeah, we had Grok.
Yeah,
for a couple weeks now.
Maybe some of this other, maybe I should even go back and look here, because I don't remember what we were at before. But you know, we want airbags to come on when they'll be helpful, and we don't want them coming on where they could hurt you but they wouldn't have helped you anyway. And Tesla has done some more code finessing to try to get them to come on at the right time and not at the wrong time. And so I know there's a lot of discussions on the forum sometimes about, are they, you know, they didn't go off for me, why not? I was in a, you know, there's a lot of bent metal here. And then, well, are you hurt? Well, no. Well, you know, sometimes airbags can hurt you. So if the type of crash you're in isn't one where they're really going to be beneficial, then you really don't want them to go off. So I am not an expert in it, but I'm glad they continue to try to refine it so it does, let's just say, so that it does the most good. Now, our friend David, and do you think we got the update that has it? We would not use the Start FSD from Park because you had to disable pin to drive.
That's right.
And we and other people had tweeted, you know, Tesla AI about that issue, and it was reported by somebody on X. I'm sorry, I don't know who to give credit to, but you can look at mine and Don's and David's feed and see the original post to give credit to the person. And basically David was letting us know, hey, you can do FSD from Park now because they fixed it even though it's not in the release notes. Right. So I guess we were going to try to go enable that and then take off. We'll remember where that is. It's probably under autopilot. So did you already do Start FSD supervised from Park?
I didn't do any. I've made no changes today. So that's set now.
And it has brake. So I think what it's trying to say is, first off, if you put your foot on the brake, is it trying to make you put in the pin right now?
No. Well, but that's not fair because I've already put in the pin to drive here.
Well, then you're going to have to lift your butt, get out, or lift your butt off the seat, or do one of those things so that the pin would have to come in. I think you're good now. Poor Donnie.
All right. So that's the full-blown
exit.
Right. Although I didn't walk away and have it lock.
Well, you know, if you get out at the mailbox, it makes you put the pin back in, so great. It's fine. All right. So first off, let's. Well, I was just going to navigate to work.
Okay.
Which is the splash pad at South Park for Dawn's.
Start FSD supervised, press and hold. So that's new. That has not been there before.
All right. So I guess do that.
Press and hold.
Oh, it wants you to put in the pin.
Very cool.
Dawn put it in, and then it changed from easy entry to his pro tack brake to confirm you're ready to go. So it's not in the release notes, but it is fixed for those of us that use the pin to drive.
Yeah, way cool.
Way cool.
I wondered how it was going to work, but that's pretty reasonable right there.
Yep.
I think that's a...
Well, I realized that you would have to be prompted to enter it in, and we were prompted to enter it in, so it's all good.
Way cool.
Nice.
I like it.
I'm going to record just in case the car does something miraculous like parks us.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's gotten to the point where there's not a lot to show from FSD because it's just driving so well all the time, doing normal driving things, that it's gotten to be it's not very stressful anymore. There's a lot less babysitting, and you know, it's just doing the things you would expect it to do. So it thinks the splash pad building is where we want to go.
Well, that's where we told it to go.
That's where we told it to go. And I think it's just gonna pull up along the, I would expected it to pull up along the curve over here and stop, but
yeah, it's not offering what you like to park.
Not yet anyway. So we're past here where it thought we wanted to go.
Pay attention to the road. I'm sorry. Well, I was looking to see what she was going to do.
Okay. So it stopped here, and oh, by the way, it gave us the restart, except for we don't have a new navigational spot. Okay, so no earth shattering, it parked itself, but
Nope.
No problems with what it did. We'll be very glad to get the parking. I guess that's version 13.
Yeah, I guess I don't quite understand yet why they don't have park it destination. In other words, you know, start FSD with a little check mark with park it destination. Or park it next destination or something like that.
They apparently just aren't ready to have the cars park yet.
Yeah, because...
But I would also like to point out here that, you know, we wanted to be dropped off at the splash pad building, and that's where we set the pin. And the right answer was to have come up this lane and stayed along the curve and let us out, you know, basically on the actual right-hand side of the road for us Americans, and the right as in if you're letting off a passenger, that's the safer side of the car in America to let people off. So it's the, any way you want to look at the word right, pulling up along the curve over there would have been what I would have really wanted it to do.
Right. And in the past, when we've navigated to our work location, which is splash pad, it has stopped up there basically in front of the sidewalk. And it's come up this and parked over there.
Just so not today.
It optimized itself just one little scooch too much, I think. In other words, it's actually, that was not the way a human or I would have expected. Like I said, why stop here? If it would have stopped at this exact same spot over there, which is where it was a few...
Good enough.
That would have
better.
Been good, and then went and parked, then it would have been basically ideal. I would have accepted it stopping in the parking section versus the road section of the parking.
Sure.
Lot. So I don't know. There's stuff here, and maybe, you know, this is the only thing that's lacking. And I suspect it's very possible that the cyber taxi in Austin is providing a lot of this feedback from the standpoint that, you know, when you're picking up somebody, where do you pick them up? What's the right spot to pick them up at? And then also at the destination, where's the correct spot to drop them off? That may not help with the parking concept, but, you know, the first thing you've got to learn is where do you want to enter and exit your passengers as a self-driving car, because once it drops me off, if it parked over here, be fine. If it parked over there, it'd be fine. I don't really particularly, I'm not crazy that it finds the absolute closest parking place to where it dropped me off. I'd actually prefer to find the closest parking place that is likely not to attract any attention or cause any door dings, or a safe location. In fact, it might be just better for it just to not even park, just kind of meander around the parking lot. You know, I don't know, but certainly it's got to figure out where to pick me up, drop me off first.
Don says he wanted to do one more test.
So I'm getting out. It's like we really got here.
Okay.
Getting back in the car. Oh, I'll shut the door. Now, we're really here, and now I'm going to get in the car, I'm going to buckle my seatbelt, and I'm going to click home. And it says press and hold for FSD. I did.
Okay.
Typing in the PIN. I did, and it now says tap brake to confirm. I'm looking around. I tap brake to confirm. I parked purposely so that I made it easy on it, that it wouldn't get confused, that it could go forward. I admit that. That's why I parked in that exact spot. Because I said, I want to see if it'll back out of a parking place, and it did.
Yeah, the visualization does seem to indicate that it understands that there's a front to those. You know, there's a median in between those spaces, but still.
And it's letting up because it doesn't quite understand that. So it did that okay.
So I was able to start from FSD with a reverse.
While parked.
While parked.
And back out of a parking place.
Nice. Could pull up a little more, car, just a little more.
Well, first of all, it's a couple feet in front of us, so it actually could see a little bit better than we could.
Right. Well, I would call that implementation good.
Good. That's right. I would agree. Well, the real trick is, what does it do if, like, when I take you to Harris Teeter and I don't get out of the car and you get out of the car and we have home.
Right.
And if we go Harris Teeter, then home, what does it do? Does it make me, how much pin to drive do I have to type in on those other ones? But at this point, that I can absolutely handle that part right there. Because I'm sure if it was to stop and I not get out of the vehicle, but the passenger get out, even after a period of time. But pin to drive does time out, because sometimes when I've parked a long time, and even though I have my seatbelt on and all that stuff, and don't get out of the car, when I go to leave after 15 minutes or so, if it times out and you have to type it in. So there is a maximum amount of time of inactivity, even though you're strapped in.
Well, the windshield wiper thing isn't any better on this release.
No.
I don't even know if we notice it all the time anymore, because it just does it.
Yeah, pretty much.
I don't know what its excuse today would be for contrast, because it's not very sunny, and it's not a great difference between the shade and the brightness. Well,
that is an interesting thing which you just said. So how is it going to handle, because the driveway should be no problem today. I don't remember there being a tremendous amount of leaves, and the contrast isn't super high. The light's very diffuse today.
Right. There's not a tremendous amount of leaves, but the last time I blowed was last Sunday when we were working out near the mailbox planting our little trees. And where I walked down and I blew, and that was the last time. We're approaching the time of the year where about every day would be good. I get extra exercise in the fall, walking the ego blower up and down the driveway. And I said, why do you do that so much? Well, because I don't want to get leaves in the house and in the cars, and really even in the garage, but also because it provides an exercise opportunity. I'm not seeing the Amazon vehicle up there, because we are expecting a delivery today, and we do have to look.
Well, she said there's 400 feet to home, which is about right. Object in path
detected. Take over to proceed or something. But then you press.
I haven't done anything.
I don't know why she thinks an obstacle is in our path.
Well, there's a, can she see that leaf?
I don't know.
Hanging by that cobweb, spider web? I guess not. She drove through it. I was thinking maybe that was what was confusing her. I haven't done anything. I haven't touched anything.
And she knows about the curve in the driveway, so it's not like she doesn't know what the driveway looks like.
Yeah, I don't remember seeing those messages before either, by the way. She's a little hesitant, but that's okay.
Yeah, she just jerked me around in the seat with the brake there a little bit. Don's hitting left door. He wants to give maximum opportunity to park the car on its own.
She's going to turn. I knew she was
right at the last minute. I'm sorry I didn't point toward the wheel, but it did a last minute that way and then back this way.
That's right. I cannot tell you the number of times she's done
faked you out. Faked you out, buddy. Faked you out.
That wouldn't have faked me out. I would have tackled her over here. No problem. There was no fake out that time. I saw it, but I knew she was going to do that. She kind of turns toward the door and then she turns back.
This is the time of year where my plant provides extra assistance to Dawn.
Yeah, something like that. Let's go with that.
He got out the bigger electric saw today.
Right. Well, she's pointed out the tree or 2 or 5.
Well, there's one that has to come down that I don't think is a super big deal. And there's another one I'd like down, but I'm not sure we're taking that one down.
Sure, I understand.
And I'm going to mow to stay out from underneath where he's taking the tree down. Because where I want to work is basically where the tree's coming down. And
it's going to take me some time.
Some time to be safe and get that tree tied off or whatever you want to, leaning in the right direction. Yeah, okay.
I got to dispatch that tree.
Right. The tree that I'm standing beside is protecting me. Don assures me. I agree.
It's cut up. I've got a hinge in it.
Okay. You're going to push it, or you're going to just come along it?
I'm going to come along it, but I'm going to walk over this way.
Okay.
Because that way is the way it's going to go.
Okay. I might back up just a little. I'm going to back up a little more. I know it's not. And that tree I was standing beside is going to catch it. Uh-oh. That's not exactly the way we wanted it to come. Well, maybe if you cut it up as high as you can, it'll just fall straight down right there. Yeah, Don's saying his notch was a little too far, probably. Don says he's pleased that it's not any danger to the house anymore, although the bird box over here, maybe. I trust you'll be able to pull it or otherwise get it.
Yeah, you think I can figure it out?
Yeah.
I don't even think it's going to hit the bird box. It's going to go a little bit more off of that tree, and then it's going to fall. It might take out that other little maple tree. So I kind of tied the stump so it would stay there, and I was able to pull it over more. But of course, you know, it was one thing, if it would have still been upright, I could have pulled it back straight over, but it had already fell that way. So anyway, it's now over in that tree. I'm going to whack it, and then this piece, of course, kind of fall that way, and then all that crap's going to fall down here. So I figured this could be that viral video moment here.
You get out of the way.
Really?
Well, try to decide which way. You know what? I know you're right-handed, but I'm asking the engineer and you to think about it. Maybe you should stand on which side of the tree is better.
Be on this side of the tree.
Okay. Don't mind me as I move back just a little farther.
More and it should snap.
Okay. I'm going to let this tree protect me. Here's the hydrangea I had planted over here that the deer ate, but it's looking pretty. It's looking pretty good. Oh no. Oh no. It didn't hurt the birdhouse. Hopefully it didn't hurt anything else. I'm good. We've decided not to press our luck with the tree near the ladder. But that one Don's working on now is not as tall. And it's, you know, another 15 or 20 feet away from the house. And your battery needs swapped, huh?
Yeah. This is that little 5 amp hour one, and it's lost some of its capacity.
Oomph,
It
yeah.
doesn't have the oomph anymore like it used to.
Yep, okay. After a brief intermission, we're back. New battery, more oil. Don's wedged that at the bottom, and now he's pulling on it. I've been in there pulling out vines. It's fun. Not. He said he hadn't cut so far through this time, so he should be able to pull it versus it snapping. That's the hope anyway. So my plan is for 2 or 3 Japanese maples over here, kind of in a semicircle. I'd like to get them in the ground today, but we'll see how hard we work and how tired we are, how late it's getting. Nothing wrong with prepping one day and installing another. A little bit, yeah. He says it's hung up high, it's hung up. And it is. Not by a lot, but enough to matter. Despite it not being a bad day out here, we're both sweating pretty good. It's close to breaking free. Yeah. It's totally okay where it went. Of course, it ain't exactly down, but it's totally okay where it went. We're happy with that, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's not bad. I would have preferred it to have fallen over. Well, actually, it would have hung up in one hollow.
It was going to hang up somewhere no matter what, pretty much, so.
No matter what it was going to do, it was going to hang up.
Yeah. It's 5:30 and we're plenty hot. We have pulled everything but the ferns. Not all the way to the property line, but close. I've just drank some water. I'm about to keel over, but I'm going to get up and go walk over there for you and show you. I decided to go farther this way and finish the pulling, and we'll plant the trees another day because I'm too tired to plant them properly. So I think 3 of my maples are going to look really nice in there. They like filtered light, they like shade. They're on a hill, so they'll drain well. They'll be super happy over there. I'm hearing really good things from Johnny today. I just want you to know I'm not allowed to show you anything yet. When I'm allowed, I will. But they're happy. They're very pleased today. So that's what a mom wants to hear. And Don and I are both super tired. It's a good thing all I got to do is pan fry up a couple steaks because we had such a nice a nice lunch. We're not that starving, but they didn't look that bad when I started. They just disintegrated on me today, so they'll be going in the trash. Oh, I'm just a little stiff, just a little stiff. Dawn's like, can I put my tools up now? You realize I got 15 to 30 minutes of putting things away, including this ladder. I know, I'm sorry. And when he goes and sits down, I'll be cooking dinner for, so it'll all work out in the wash. So we did take out one holly right in there. It was basically laying over from the back side. It was not a good tree. This one in the middle here has got a big old spot ate out of it. It's not a good tree either, but it was getting kind of thin in here, and I said just leave it. After I saw how it was looking, I said, let's not take that one out. But it should look, the depth of looking out the window is a little more now. Mostly we work really hard right in here. And you can see the orange marker there is where the property line is. So we didn't quite go back to the property line, but we went pretty close. We must have pulled up 50 pieces of privet out here today between us. Little things that came up out of the ground though. And Don used to come along to pull a couple of bigger pieces out. Obvious this will all look better after it dies and the leaves turn brown and disintegrate. But, you know, Don's good about coming out and stomping on stuff with his boots and getting it to look better sooner than later. So I'm good with that. And then we just finished going in here all the way down to the almost as far as the bridge to where the bearded iris are and the yellow flower you can see is, because there was, you know, vines and stuff growing in here. This is where all the water runs. So again, this will get disintegrated pretty quick, but you can see how far I am from the house. And you know, when we go to plant them, which will be within the next week, because I got to get them in the ground while we got this pretty weather, so they can acclimate. You know, about where I'm standing is going to be one, and you know, if I buy more, I can expand that way, because we've done such a good job clearing. You know, most of these are 8 to 10 feet tall by 8 to 10 feet wide or less trees. You know, they'll be small, so there's plenty of room in here. But yeah, we did good. I hear Stripe. You haven't. Hi, buddy. You guys stayed away the whole time. I only pulled one piece of poison ivy out of the ground that I knew of, and the gloves got it, and let's hope only the gloves got it. Let's hope, right? But yeah, I can see, you know, tree, back farther. So it's, you know, envision 5 to 10 years, it could look really great. It doesn't look bad now, but it could look really great.
So Mary and I were watching TV, and she heard this beeping sound, very faint. It took me several minutes to figure out what it was. She actually figured it out because I had mentioned I had a leak detector under here. So this fitting right here had leaked down on top of the air conditioner, and the little leak detector I had set up there on the air conditioner detected a leak. The leak detector was there because I did a plumbing repair down there, and I was very worried about that flare-it fitting. Well, this is a 3/4 to 3/4 times 1/2 inch fitting on the hot water. So I turned off the cold water going into the hot water heater, so we don't have any hot water, which means we can't do dishes tonight, but we did get our showers taken. It's a really bad leak. It ain't like I could let it run long enough to do the dishes. I'm gonna get the parts tomorrow and replace that. It shouldn't be too bad, you know. We'll see. Famous last words. I just love midnight plumbing repairs.